scripture, it helps us to see just how forgiving and merciful Jehovah really is. In the verse it says that he will throw into the depths of the sea all their sins. So this is also a wonderful lesson for us. If anyone ever sins against us, just like Jehovah, we need to be willing to forgive that person, letting go of their error, not casting it into the depths of the sea, so to speak.
Yes. Sister Lily?
As Jehovah's people, we are encouraged to cultivate a waiting attitude like Micah, who said in chapter 7, verse 7, I will show a waiting attitude for the God of my salvation. This is not a wait-and-see attitude where we are inactive spiritually. A proper waiting attitude manifests absolute confidence that Jehovah's day will not come one moment later than he purposed, which then causes us to be zealous and busy in the preaching work.
Okay. Sister Green?
And I appreciated Micah 5:10-15, and it shows that in the scriptures, Jehovah is telling the Israelites how he's going to bring them to ruin because of the wicked acts that they were doing. And it shows just the power that Jehovah God has and exactly why we should fear him.
Very good. Sister Leverton?
The prophet Micah there at Micah 5:2 foretold 700 years in advance that the promised one, Jesus, would be born in Bethlehem, which is a small town in the land of Judah. Matthew 2:1 verifies the fact that Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea.
Good. Brother George?
Well, I found Micah chapter 7, verses 16 and 17 interesting, because it says that nations will see and become ashamed, and they would lick up dust like serpents and be agitated like reptiles. So like today, all the nations that oppose God's people are foretold to lick the dust, which means God's vanquishing them into complete subjection. And they will be overwhelmed by God's power and are spoken of as coming out of their defensive position like a frightened snake.
Thank you. And Brother Williams?
I appreciate in Micah 3:4 when it says, at that time they would call to Jehovah for aid, but he would not answer them. It just helped me to think about that here in Jehovah's day to come, those who have practiced wrongdoing will call for Jehovah to seek help from him. But then at the later verse it says, he will conceal his very face from them. So we want to be careful not to practice wrongdoing so Jehovah doesn't conceal his face from us.
Yes. Sister Adair?
I thought it telling when it said in Micah 2:1-2, told about those who had become so wicked that they would lie awake at night scheming to take advantage of their brothers by seizing their fields or their homes. And this shows just how if we lose sight of our spiritual goals, that we certainly can fall prey to loving material things and putting them first.
Very good. And Sister George?
Micah 6:8 says that Jehovah has told us what is good, so we don't have to guess what he expects of us. He's plainly outlined his requirements in the Bible. And because he's a God of love, everything he tells us is good. He has our best interests at heart. So when we obey him and heed his requirements, it not only pleases him, but it brings benefit to us.
Very good as well. So 12 short comments.